Shalom, shalom. Barakatah Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash. Shalom to all the Akims and Akwathins out there pushing this truth. Play a little bit of this video real quick. Looks like one of the one of the Esau's, the Edomites, pulled up on Jake. Man, I remember this. It's probably been about 8 years since they ever pulled up to my house. But man, I ain't gonna. I love when they come to my house and try to spread their what is it mentioned in Timothy, doctrines of devils. Remember the scripture say in the end times, many of the Israelites, we would depart from the faith, right? And be seduced by the doctrines of devils. The doctrines of devils, that's your Jehovah's Witness, that's your Christianity, that's your Baptist, that's your Pentecostal, that's your Egyptology. That's doctrines of devils. All this stuff was created and founded from the 1700s to right there at the beginning of the 1900s. That's the doctrines of devils that caused us, the Hebrew people, to depart from the faith, meaning to depart from the law, because we were seduced by them. All right? We played some of this, and like they did us during slavery, right? I'm going to get some licks in too. Might kick them while they down, like they did us, right? You be in the fields or sugarcane fields and cotton fields all day, and what happened? You come back to the shack all beat down, and then what they do? Slave on the sun, then he pull out a whip and hit you. So yeah, we're going to do the same thing. Let me play some of this.
So let me ask you something. So like I've said, I've heard some of this before. Do you really think God hates Esau?
I haven't said anything. I've just been listening to read scriptures.
Yeah.
Name one thing about what have I said? What have I said? I've only been asking you to read scriptures.
Yeah.
So what did the scripture say?
It said God hated Esau.
So why would you ask me, do I think it? When the Bible said it clearly.
Well, I think he hates some of Esau's actions.
Go to Romans chapter 9, verse 13. And it's funny you defending Esau.
For context, he knows he's an Edomite. They know they Esau. That's one thing most of the Jehovah's Witnesses know. They know that they the Edomites. They know that the so-called Caucasians, if you will, white, they know that they're Edomites. They know that. That's why he's trying to defend it. Anyway.
Beautiful.
I know where you're going. I know where you're going.
I mean, I'm just reading scriptures. I don't know what you're saying. It's funny you defending Esau. That's a beautiful thing.
So
read that.
Do you think God hates anyone?
Read that. 9 verse 13.
As it is written, Jacob hath
As it is what?
As it is written.
So it's already written before, so he's going to repeat it.
Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated.
So why would you ask, do I think it when God said it twice?
Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated.
So why would you ask, do I think it when God said it twice? Go back to Malachi. Go to Malachi chapter 3, verse 6. Let's see what that says. Let's see the type of God we serve. Because you read this Bible, that means you believe in the God of that Bible, correct?
Yep.
Okay.
Go to Malachi.
Malachi 3 and 6.
For I am the Lord, I change not.
He say what?
I change not.
So if he say he hated Esau, if he hated Edom in the Old Testament, then he say he hated Esau in the New Testament, what is he saying?
He doesn't change.
So how does he feel about Esau?
The Bible says he hates him, but I know
the Bible says, right?
I know that means that he hates Esau's actions because Esau wasn't following Christ.
Read Malachi 1 and 4.
Whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished, we will return and build the desolate places. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall call them the border of wickedness. And the people against
In the who? In the what?
And the people against whom the Lord hath indignation forever.
How long?
Forever.
Oh. So now what were you saying?
Oh, I was just saying, God doesn't hate anyone for being a person. They hate their actions.
Who he have indignation against forever? I'm not saying anything. Mind you this, I have not made one statement.
All right, so we don't get lost in their doctrine.
Give me Revelation chapter 22, verse 18 and 19. Read that, brother.
For I testify unto every man that heareth the words of the prophecy of this book, if any man shall add unto these things, God shall add unto him the plagues that are written in this book.
Read.
And if any man shall take away from the words of the book of this prophecy, God shall take away his part out of the book of life and out of the holy city, and from the things which are written in this book.
Go to Acts chapter 5, verse 29. It goes with what you just read. Then Peter and the apostles.
Then Peter and the other apostles answered and said, we ought to obey God rather than men.
They ought to obey who? God. Rather than man. So I'm reading the Bible, and the Bible says God hates Esau, and he hates the people Esau, Edom. And it says the people he had indignation against forever. Why does he hate them? Because they put a fake image of his son.
My nigga.
All right. So with that, let's get right into it. All right. Let's get right into it. So not only that, I just cut it short. All right. Not only does the Most High list why he hates Esau, Edom, right? They're also a cancer to the earth. Literally, this is why we have cancer, have diabetes, have high blood pressure, right? Have cholesterol problems, have STDs. We have all of these diseases since they crawled out of these caves, right? See, a lot of people don't understand there's Satan or / Lucifer, whatever I want to call him, right? And then there's the devil. The devil, by biblical definition, is Esau, is the Edomites. They're the nation. The Most High called them a nation of devils. That means, you know how we naturally want to say, or not naturally, I'll say in the world. I'm going to speak worldly for a minute. Well, all of them are not wicked. All of them are not evil. The Most High himself stated that they're a nation of devils. Every man, woman, and child. If they were not, something would have changed over the last 700 years. All right. So he talked about that image. I just want to get to that. He listed some other stuff too, but I want to get straight to it, right? First Maccabees 3:48, right? Matter of fact, I think it's Second Maccabees. Hold on. First Maccabees 3. Let me go to chapter 3. I was in chapter 1. Salakia. First Maccabees 3 and 48. Let me get right to it, right? Now, when I always say we've been at war with these people for thousands of years, that's not a cap. People just don't understand history. They don't travel to get history. They travel for Instagram photos and Facebook, right? And to say we outside and we free, right? First Maccabees 3:48. And laid open the book of the law, like they do today, right? Wherein the heathen, he was talking about the Grecians, the Romans, the Edomites, had sought to paint the likeness of their images. You walk into any church, walk into any one of these mega churches, open the Bible, flip the pictures. None of the people gonna be Hebrews. They ain't gonna look like your granddaddy or me or your daddy. They ain't gonna have afros with beards and stuff. How we supposed to look. They ain't gonna look like all your aunties and all that in the 70s and 60s. They ain't gonna look like the Black Panthers. Does that make sense? They ain't gonna look like how everybody looked in the movie. What's the movie with Denzel? The movie with Denzel where he was playing Frank Lucas. Nevertheless, y'all know what I'm talking about. They ain't gonna look like us. They opened the Bible. They opened the book of the law. They painted their images for every single person. Like they did today. Angels are white and all that stuff. When none of that's in the scriptures. Those are the heathen. Those are the wicked. Right? They got white Jesus plastered on every continent. Look at Colombia. Look at Brazil. They got a statue bigger than every building in downtown. And it's white Zeus. Okay? This is what he's talking about. Now, biblical definition. There's plenty of videos out there on there. A bunch of the other Akims got some. I got some plenty on my page. But with understanding who they are, let's get to what's one of the other reasons, right? That the that the Most High said he hated them, right? He's as Christians say, a just God. He don't just say I hate you and don't give you a reason why, right? You know, like you break up with a woman and she was like, well, give me a reason why. I just need closure. The Most High give you closure. He's gave us closure from the beginning. We just got to read it. We've been seduced by doctrines of devils. Matter of fact, let's get straight to it. I'm going to go we'll go to John, right? This is one of many, okay? One of many. We'll go to John 19. We'll go to 34, right? One of many reasons, right? Why Yahweh Bashim Havashai don't deal with them. right? We'll get some of the prophecy. John 19:34. Here's one of the reasons. There are a lot of you in church to say the Jews, the Hebrews killed Christ. No. Absolutely not. To put it in today's terms, Jehovah, right, who the word ignorantly calls Christ, and the disciples were Israelites. They like us out here today trying to teach and tell people, look, stop doing this. This is what we're supposed to do. You've been around these Romans, these Grecians. You've been around these Americans, these Edomites too long. You have forgotten who you are. You are not African American. This is who you are. They didn't want to hear that. This is why they hung and killed all the disciples, Jehovah. They were, man, we don't want to hear that. We in Rome. We got our Olympic Games. We got our NFL Super Bowl, our NBA championship, our NHL, right? We got our high school football games on Friday nights, and we got our cold beers. Leave us alone. Let everybody be everybody. It's fine with them ruling. We're good. We got our 401ks. Let us live. They was doing the same thing back in Rome. So they got tired of us walking around giving this truth, so they hung us. So when they say the Jews killed Jehovah, killed Christ, that's equivalent to most of our own black people we run across today here in America. They don't like him. I walk in the room, here he come with the Israelite stuff. They hate it. They get agitated. They don't want to hear it. They want to be left in their delusion. And so they was quick to give him up, saying, man, who is this? Who is Christ? Who is this Jehovah? Man, kill him and the rest of them. Yes, but they are not the ones who pierced his side. This is one of the reasons why he says he hates them forever, right? That's the context I'm going into. The Edomites were the ones who killed Jehovah. They are the ones who shoot your sons dead in the middle of the street. They're the ones who picked up that sword and thrust it through him, right? John 19:34. But one of the soldiers with a spear pierced his side. Those are the Edomite soldiers, the centennials, right? Or the centurions. The centurions. If you don't know what a centurion is, and if you don't think these people are the Edomites or the Romans, if you don't think that, flip over your American Express card and look at that picture on the front. That white man, that white Roman soldier, that's a centurion. They know they're the Edomites, right? Get your American Express black card or your platinum and look at the picture on the front. That's a centurion. That's the soldier who thrust through Jehovah, right? But one of the soldiers with the spear pierced his side, right? And forthwith came there out blood and water. And he that saw it bare record. So let me pause right there. However, Christians say, we got to believe on the word as it's written, as it's bared. You better start believing on this. They are a nation of devils. You see how he tried to, back in the video, how the Edomites, right? How we got the warning. We got the warning from the Most High. He says, look, there's many devils. There's many antichrists amongst you already. There's devils amongst you already, but we were in Corinthia and Thessalonica, living amongst them like we are today. New York, Texas, Florida, California. You live in amongst, he says, there's many devils around you every day. What you mean well, who's the Antichrist? That's why the Most High responded like they said, boy, it's devils around you all day, every day. You don't know it because you don't know who you are. That's what's going on. So if we believe on the scriptures, right, on the record that was bared, we have to remove our feelings and understand this, right? Matter of fact, let me get that in the Old Testament, right? That's in Psalms 22, I believe. Psalms 22, right there, 16. For dogs, keep in mind, Yahweh Shem Yahweh, the Most High called them dogs. Understand the prophecy. For dogs have compassed me, the assembly of the wicked. Biblical definition of the wicked, that's Esau and them. Sons of Satan, the sons of the wicked, sons of Satan, right? You understand that they're sons of God, which are the Israelites, sons of the Most High, which are Israelites, sons of the wicked, which are, you could just say it's Satan's bloodline if you want to. Sons of the wicked, that's Esau and them, okay? Then you got sons of men, that's the heathen nations, right? Those are just the other nations, they're just sons of men. That's it. Those are the three, if you will, nations that the Most High is talking about. For dogs have compassed me, the assembly of the wicked, so the Edomites, have enclosed me. They pierced my hands and my feet. The Edomites did, not the Hebrews, as we just read. They pierced his hands and his feet, right? Let's go back to that. Matter of fact, let me go back to that. I want to make sure I nibble some of the meat off the bone. John, we're going to John. We stand in chapter 19. No, not the part where we're talking about Mary and all that. Right there, 32. We'll start there. Then came the soldiers, the centurions, right? And break the legs of the first. So for context, remember when Yahweh Shah was slewed up on that tree, on that cross, as Christians say, right? It was two other men next to him, right? They came and break the legs of the first and of the other, which was crucified with him, right? But when they came to Yahweh Shah and saw that he was dead already, he already gave up the ghost. Like, you niggas ain't finna get the joy. They break not his legs. So like, we don't need to break his legs. Let's just make sure what you do when you come across a dead animal or somebody laying there asleep. Don't you touch their leg and be like, hey, you sleep? Hey, you awake? You touch them to see if they're alive. This is verse 34. But one of the soldiers with the spear pierced his side. So one of the Edomites, one of the wicked, the assembly of the wicked, they pierced his side. They took their spear and stabbed it through him the same way they did us here during slavery. They would burn us on a tree, come cut off pieces of our arms, our leg, our genitals, and keep it as memorabilia. Well, after we was done being burnt, they would then take the gun and shoot us and stab us through. They would sharpen up the ends of brooms here during slavery. These same people are doing the same thing. We regenerated. We are regenerate. These are the same people. So if you with this truth now, if you following, if you listen, if you hear us, you were one of the same ones that was following us back during the times of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. All right. Verse 34 again. But one of the soldiers with the spear pierced his side, and forthwith came, right? There out blood and water. That's what happened. All right. Does that make sense? Let me go back up. Let me go back up to 23, right? Then the soldiers, when they had crucified Yahweh Shai, so further point, it was the Edomites. They crucified Yahweh Shai. This is what happens when we follow religion. Where the Jews killed. No, we did not. No, we didn't. I'll relate it in a parable into relating to today. We the Hebrews, they Israelites, they think it's a religion. No, it's your bloodline. We going around teaching, look, men, lock in, man up, gird up your loins, raise your family, right? Order in the household, right? Take care of your wife, your children, etc., right? Women, stop being thoughts. Quit dressing like this. Don't eat pork, shrimp, lobster, crab. You shouldn't be all on girls' trip. We come back, we demand order, and people don't like to hear that. They don't like to hear that at all. That was the same that was going on back then. All right? That was the same that was going on back then. They didn't want to hear it. So just like today, like it's written in the scriptures, that the elect, the Israelites, some of us going to be beheaded. So the same thing that happened back in Rome, the same thing going to happen now. And it's going to be mostly the so-called black Christian church that's going to try to give us up. They don't want to live amongst everybody. God love everybody. Yeah, just get away with them. Put them in the FEMA camps. That's written in the prophecy. Y'all going to do the same. So if you of that bloodline, you know what we say, if you have the same raccoons, if you will, you going to do the same thing. It's in your bloodline. Your dad and them did it. It's in you. You're going to do the same thing. If you calling on white Jesus, Jeebus, you're going to do the same thing. It's written. And you're going to take the mark of the beast. You're going to take that chip, whether if you think you are or not. You're going to take it. It's written in the prophecy. You might think, well, I ain't taking it because I know I'm Hebrew, but I'm going to the church. This is nothing new. All right. So there you go. 23. As a matter of fact, I mentioned when they would hang us here during slavery, during Jim Crow and all of that, they would take our clothes, burn us, take memorabilia. Let's look at 23. Then the soldiers, when they had crucified Yahweh Shai, they took his garments, made 4 parts, to every soldier a part, and also his coat, the same they do today. Kill you, take your shoes, do this. This is what they do, right? Now, the coat was without seam, moving from the top throughout. This is literally what they do. Literally. I'm going to skip down to 24. They said, therefore, among themselves, let us not rend it, but cast lots for it. Pause. Casting lots. This is also in the book of Joel chapter 3. When we got her during slavery, they cast lots for us. Matter of fact, I'm just going to go and get that. I'm going to just get that. They cast lots for us. Right? Right here, Joel chapter 3, I started verse 2. This ain't happened yet. This is, the day of Yahweh, B'Shem Yahushua, the day of the Lord. Matter of fact, I'm going to read it. It's going to state it, right? I will also gather all nations. This is what you're seeing right now with this World War III popping off. This is what you're seeing. The Most High is gathering them over to the valley of Jehoshaphat. I'll say it in English, if you will, right? And will bring them down into the valley of Yahweh-Shaphat. That's how you know the Most High's name is Yahweh. That literally says Yahweh-Shaphat. Right? And will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage Israel. Not for the church, not for Baptist, Pentecostal, Jehovah's Witness, Egyptologist, heritage, bloodline. For those of us here. Well, the elect is concentrated in America. Okay? Yeah, we scattered, but most of the 144, the elect, were concentrated here. As the prophecy states, right? Whom they have scattered amongst the nations and parted my land. Verse 3 is what I want to get to, casting lots. They have cast lots for my people. How they sold us during slavery, that's the same what you was reading in the book of John. After they thrust him through, they took all this stuff off and started to sell it. Casting lots is, here we got a little black boy, 25, 35, 45, 30, same thing they do in them auctions today when they do cars. Remember, they put us on the auction blocks. That's called casting lots. They sold us into slavery. That has never happened to the fake so-called people over in Israel today. Never. On auction blocks. That's never happened to them. In the middle of verse 3. And have given a boy for a harlot. They would take the boy. They would take the big LeBron James, Dwight Howard, right? Aaron Donaldson. They would take the big Hebrews and breed him, make him a harlot. Take him to plantation and make him impregnate all the women. Why? Because it's breeding. The same thing they do with horses today. You see the Kentucky Derby, right? But then you got women who are silly and say, I want to make an athlete. Or men who are silly and I'm going to get with her, bro. She's 6 foot. Well, our babies together. Well, I'll make a little NFL player. You see how delusional we are? We get that from them. That's breeding. Right? I'm going to read it again. Verse 3. And they have cast lots for my people, sold us, and given a boy for a harlot, made him a thought, and sold a girl for wine. They'll sell you for a double shot of whiskey, like the song that's going around now. Matter of fact, I'm going to make a study on that. They'll sell a woman for a bottle of wine. Kendall Jackson, if you will, right? That they might drink. Okay, so I just wanted to cover that casting lots part because I think I was just in John 19. That's what it was talking about. I think it was like verse 20 or so. Or 22 or so. Yeah, right there, 24. They said, therefore, among themselves, let us not rend it, but cast lots for it. Like, nah, hold on, bro. We just came over with some Louis shoes, some Louis belts. Let's sell that. That's what they was doing. All right. So, keep in mind, I want to go back to this. Remember, the Most High called them. Now we understand the prophecy. The Most High called them what? Dogs. Right there, verse 16. For dogs, he called them dogs. Right? He called them dogs. David, Solomon. Watch this. Job called them dogs, right? This is why I post some of them videos and I be quiet, right? They barely take baths. They don't wash their pillowcases. Don't wash their sheets. They'll let the water just run down on them and won't use soap, won't use a towel. That's doggish stuff. That's called a monkey bath. You understand that? Right? Job 30, right? But now they that are younger than I have me in derision, right? Whose fathers, meaning, man, look, bro, I don't know what y'all doing today. How we telling y'all, bro, I don't know what y'all doing today. But their fathers, I would have disdained to sit with the dogs of my flock. Don't your dogs be outside? Right? You got a sheep herd. You're a shepherd. Don't you got sheep dogs? The dogs go outside, dog. We don't have dogs all in the house, laying, sleeping in the bed with us, cuddling all up. That's nasty. But then that same person won't watch this. This is why he called them dogs. Y'all understand that, right? Let's go back. Right? That's the prophecy of when they was going to kill Yahushua. Dogs have compassed me. That's who they are. The dogs, the devils, etc. The assembly of the wicked. So he called them dogs and devils. They're the wicked. Have enclosed me. They pierced my hands and my feet. That's what they did, right? I may tell all my bones that they look and stare upon me, like we just read in John 19. They part my garments among them and cast lots upon my vesture. You understand that, right? This is what we literally just read. They're dogs, right? And they are the ones who killed Yahushua. And they parted, they cast lots for him. That's why it says, the world hated me, they're going to hate you the same way. So you Negroes out there, if you will, and I'm speaking specifically for us here in Babylon, America, that's why they do that to us. They kill you, sell your stuff. They cast lots for us. They turned our women into whores. They turned us into street niggas, thug niggas. Now none of us smart. We are a nation of kings and priests. Not you have a child, ooh, he gonna be a little football player. No. Okay? That's what that means. Matter of fact, let me get right back into that. Revelations 22, right? I want to go to the last book, 22. We'll do 18 and 19. Right? Like the brother said in the video. For I testify unto every man that heareth the words of the prophecy of this book. Because it's prophecy. It's prophecy for us in the end times and prophecy for back then. If any man shall add unto these things, like they did in Jehovah's Witness, Christianity, Baptist, interdenominational, right? Pentecostal, Egyptology, they added on to the book. They took out the name of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. They put in the word Jesus, which means Hail Zeus. Like all hail Megatron, they're saying Hail Zeus. Yahushua told us that Zeus was Satan. All right? Let me just get that and just not tell you. Revelations 2. And we'll go to verse 12, right? Right here. Right. Revelation 2 and 12. And to the angel of the church of Pergamos, stop, Google, pull up Pergamos, pull it up on YouTube, pull it up on Google, right? And pull up the history, the artifacts, right? Write these things, said he, which has a sharp sword with two edges. You're going to find the altar of Pergamos. It's already rebuilt. The fake Jews had it during the Nazi period and all that. On the altar of Pergamos, they were all worshiping Zeus. Zeus, Hercules, Herod, all that. Thor, all this stuff you read about. Yahushua finna call Zeus. So verse 12 is saying, look, Zeus and Pergamos, whoever they was worshiping in Pergamos, he's finna call him Satan. So you see what they've done. Look at verse 13. I know thy works and where thou dwellest, even where Satan's seat is. So Satan's seat is amongst those Edomites in Pergamos, in Corinthia, in Rome. It's amongst them. Your, black Christ, if you will, Yahushua, he was telling us that Satan and those are his people over there. Y'all just not understanding it. And y'all let them thrust me through. Y'all let them hit me with a spear. This is why all the Hebrews were crying and stuff when they saw him, because they realized they messed up. I know thy works and where thou dwellest, even where Satan's seat is, and thou holdest fast my name and hast denied my faith. Even in those days where Antipas was my faithful martyr, who was slain among you where Satan dwelleth. And verse 14 is finna go into a Christmas and all of that, 14 and 15. But I have a few things against thee, because thou hast there them hold the doctrine of Balaam, who taught Balak to cast a stumbling block before the children of Israel. The stumbling block is going to be Christmas, because that's why black folks can't get away from that. To eat things sacrificed unto idols and commit fornication, like Jezebel, spiritual fornication. So hast thou also hold the doctrine of the Nicolaitans. Nicolaitans, old Saint Nick. Look up Nicolaitans, you're going to see that's Christmas. So with that, Hopefully you few brothers, few sisters have been edified. I ain't want to make this long. Shalom.